Question from a reader. How do I shift from being an empath who gets very energetically drained when I help people to being somebody who's just an aware guide that can point to things that can help them without losing all my energy in the process? Really, what this, I'm going to riff on Byron Katie right here, or not riff, but like just quote her. And she says, I love this quote. She says, "Nobody needs your saving and everybody needs your love." And I think in that distinction is where the freedom lies here, to be able to be with a person, to help them, but to not be attached to the outcome, to not make it about you, whether or not the advice that you give them or the listening you give them helps them to get somewhere. And even more than that, not needing them to be okay in order for you to be okay. I mean, you can even make this in the most personal relationships with my kids or my wife. If I need them to get to a certain place or to achieve something or to feel a certain way, then the process of my trying to help them to get there is energetically draining. But if what I would love is for them to have that, and I just help them from an expression of that love, but whether or not they get there or not, I'm okay, then I'm not on the hook anymore for their outcome. I'm not on the hook for something that I ultimately can't control. So it's this sweet spot. It's this beautiful place where I talk about, like with my kids, my sons, trying to teach them how to hold the baby chicks that we hatch here for our chicken farm. And I say, don't hold it too loose. It will fall and it will get hurt. And don't squeeze too tight because you'll crush it and it will die. They're so delicate. There's this really beautiful place in the middle where you're holding it just tight enough that it doesn't fall and not too tight that you crush it. And it's the same thing with the help for others. Hold that desire for their freedom or whatever the support you're giving them right there in your hand. But at the same time, don't squeeze so hard that it's costing you energy. Okay? So it's not about not caring, but it's also not about caring so much that you're not okay if they don't get to the place you need them to. Just give and contribute like a fountain of love. And the moment moment that's over, that conversation is over, and you hang up the call or you leave, let it go from your mind completely. A lot of the energy drain that happens following a conversation is because you're still in the conversation in your mind in the context of trying to make sure that they get that. Did I do a good job? I hope that was enough. Should I call them again? Should I have not done that? Bop, 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 bop. All that internal stuff that happens either during a conversation or after, that's what creates the energy drain. When you can just be with somebody and be completely present, give them what arises, let it leave you into them or not into them, and not concern yourself with what happens after that. That's that sweet spot. That's where you hold the baby bird without crushing it and without dropping it. I hope that's helpful. It's a great question. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Thanks for reading. Thanks for the question. I love you, and I'll talk to you soon.